anti-intellectual revolution will kick in. So I need to see planets exhausted for... Actually, make sure you refresh everything that you used to vote. Let's start fresh. And you've made 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks good for Yin.
Nekro getting a free gravity drive there too. Super notable.
So I need to see 2
Didn't have to go
planets.
fight
Looks
to
good.
get gravity drive. Able to just get it off
2
the
tech for Yssaril. 2
agenda.
planets to exhaust, please. Alright, good. Ryan lost them all. 1, 2. Looks good. Robel. You are exhausting these. Alright, we're good. We'll put this in the discard. And we can start. We had a planet on cybernetic research team. Where did it go? I think it was on New Albion, correct?
Resetting some camera angles here, everybody. Since the stream and everything died on my end. Just trying to get it all
Alright, start of the strategy phase, guys.
back up and running. So now we're a YouTube only show. Picking strategy cards here in round 3. I think this could be a great round for Nekro. Could be a great round for Yin. Could be a pretty good round for Yssaril. Going to be a bad round for the L1Z1X. Nobody hit nearly as hard by that agenda. Anti-intellectual revolution. Exhausting planets for each technology. Most players going fairly lacking on the technology. Yin takes trade. Not a bad get. Not wanting to let it fall into Nekro's hands again. Wouldn't have minded a tech pick here, but I think this is an incredibly solid choice. Nekro's been making lots of money, and that's going to only put them further and further ahead, especially after getting a free point on the board, which I do need to update. So there's that. Nekro up to 2 due to the Imperial Rider.
There's no way that I get to pop off Imperial before it goes. So politics it is.
He's predicting people are going to jump on him on Mechatol. I suspect that may not have actually been true, but certainly him taking Imperial would not have made his ire from the table any less. So not a bad decision to avoid it and see if you can reinforce your game a bit. Take politics, get speaker, spend this round holing up. See where you get later.
Robel, it's your pick, bro.
Yep, thank you.
So here we go. Kicking off the real action here in round 3. I suspect this is going to be a round of big moves from Yin and Nekro. Some fortifying from Yssaril.
This really sucks.
Perhaps some pulling back from L1Z1X.
Here, how about I make it easy for
Xxcha
you?
might be reinforcing.
My trade agreement to pick
I just got dropped.
And green, our Barony player, likely needs to also do
to pick Diplo.
quite a bit of reinforcing.
I'll pay you not to take Diplo.
Brian wants them to pick Diplo.
Everyone needs more.
More secret.
Yeah, if you need to score those victory points. you can.
My
Who
choice
offered
is
for me not to take Diplo?
I could offer you my political secret.
Oh, that's worth so much.
It's bargain.
Is there trade good in it?
Yeah, I'm sure White's got trade. I'm sure he can give you a rewash or refresh or something like that.
But is White
Friendly neighbors.
offering to pay him not to pick it?
I can do a good trade deal with him, or a better one.
Yeah.
Would you mind, White, refreshing me?
We'll trade. Don't worry.
Sorry, White's Dreadnought was in that system, right?
It got chucked away. I'm
Think-
not sure how.
Something weird.
I put it back.
Did he move it, Pete?
Yeah, I moved it back in.
Robel takes Imperial, and we are good to go. Mmrnmhrm, you get to lead us off, brother.
I think I have the leadership right away.
All right, we got leadership activated. Let me know if you're gonna buy extras there.
Well, this is where I would normally buy 4.
Buying.
Nice. Early leadership going to cost Brian a lot of tokens here. That one agenda is seriously going to set Brian back substantially. But they needed that because he was not in a bad position. So probably just leveling the playing field. There's a nice targeted strike. Perfectly timed agenda.
I'll help you out, brother. You could just point at him and I'll grab him for you. I see your the speed is just struggling for you. You want Zobat?
This whole game is kind of a mess. Usually it's just Tabletop Simulator being occasionally buggy, but it just goes to show you we're in the middle of a pretty weird situation here around the world. Players who already may have had a couple technical difficulties are having excessive technical difficulties. Robel's in the sad situation of routinely needing Tyler to move stuff around for him.
Okay, so
That certainly will impact their play.
2
You
tokens.
know, it's hard to
Yes, please.
keep your head on straight when you're kind of constantly
Just wanna
combating
confirm these are the planets you want to use.
the mechanics of the video game. Not an ideal situation.
Looking.
Are the graphics on your computer working all right? I just want to make sure that you're seeing everything. I know you're glitching pretty hard just by the looks of the.
Graphics seem to be working fine. Dragging and clicking on things really suck.
Yeah, he's got a very high ping.
No problem. All right, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Or 2, sorry. All right, we're good on leadership. Thanks for being patient there.
So, Xxcha, you refused my deals to veto and to get you 2 victory points. So, it appears that I have no choice but to be a massive dick and activate Abyss Freya
Okay.
and take it all.
All right, final movement.
You might hear me typing a bunch. I'm going to try to keep
Movement.
that typing
And
quiet, but
Roller is still borked.
wanted to keep the
Yeah, still borked. We're gonna have
Discord
to get this the good old-fashioned
at least updated
way.
Alright, I'm
on
not
the
playing
status of the
any
game
pre-combat
as best we
stuff.
can. We'll keep it to a minimum, but
Doesn't look like we have PDS2, so we'll skip.
gonna denote
Is,
major moments for them, just so that there's a bit of a live
Xxcha
reaction.
going to declare retreat or stand ground?
I am declaring a retreat.
Okay.
So L1,
Here's the roll for the
seeing
draw.
that he's got issues to deal with and a board starting to work against him, says, well, I can't deal my way
That's a
out of
hit,
this.
and in
So it's time to start
case
fighting back.
of,
So pushes on a currently weak Abyss Freya.
the other 3.
EJ's pulling in the driveway. We'll have him here in just a minute. But I like this move from Brian. Certainly good to
So
pull off Mechatol.
hit, I'll take it.
Maybe
on.
Barony will go to dive on it.
Um,
Might get some pressure. But he just needs to kind of release the valve. Let off some steam from the rest of the players and put himself in
hitting on 9, but roll the 2.
a level playing field rather than being the clear target.
So my fighter.
Although this doesn't
Then, you have
improve his relationship with Xxcha any.
There we go.
Players just disputing what they want to kill and
Alright,
not kill.
So bombarding Abyss with Harrow.
Okay.
So Bombard is still on a 5 with Plasma. So 5, 2. Oh, fuck.
Still using the
Let's get it
quick
away from
rollers as well.
Because it gets
Alright, that hits. Unfortunately, no exam. I commit 1 to Abyss and 2 to
2 to Freya.
So might not get Freya here. Entirely possible. Except for, well, no. He'll Harrow. He'll be fine. What am I saying?
L1
He'll
no.
do some significant damage.
from
My dog is probably about to start barking in the background any moment. Gonna freak out because EJ's gonna be here. And my dog is on high alert!
Misses from L1.
Ooh,
Okay.
rough go for Brian. Actually could
Waiting on fire team before,
be a tricky
or it's the same timing as
situation.
Harrow is.
Yep, I think we're good. Okay, go ahead and
All right, so Harrow.
Here it goes. There's the barking dog. Harrow is successful. That's going to save him.
So
He needed that hit.
1 infantry die.
I'll be right back, everyone. We're going to leave this up in a good angle. And I'm going to save the dog.
And yoink to both of those.
Pete, do you have any issues if I pop trade now?
No.
Especially not if you refresh me.
All right, trade primary.
I assume that you're not willing to refresh me, even though I would sell you my trade agreement for 1 trade good.
We'll go around the table. Any refresh for blue?
Blue, so I'll buy your trade agreement for 2.
Okay.
Okay. You get Yssaril right here. Perfect.
I will also buy your trade agreement for 1, Brian.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Sorry, this is for Brian. Yellow. I would buy your trade agreement
Yes.
for 1, which is what you were asking for.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Barony, I would buy yours for 2.
Okay. Does that happen when I pop trade, or if I ever get trade, then I still get the
So-
trade good?
I essentially buy your trade agreement for 2 to make it a binding 2 for 2. So you get
All
2
right.
like,
We're here.
and then when I refresh you, then
Apologies for that delay.
use these.
And he's going to be refreshing you immediately, so you'll get
Yes.
that thing right back.
See the trades firing off.
2 for 2 with you.
Okay, so I get 2 trade goods right now, and then
Yes.
you get my trade good, and the next time you refresh, you get them.
Which will be this turn, to be clear.
Right. So yeah, the card goes right back. Just a complicated way to formalize the 2 for 2 trade is all it is.
It's slightly risky because he could keep all our trade agreement.
I could, but I also need to score 5 trade goods this turn, so.
Okay.
If you'd like to refresh Xxcha, I'll owe you in the agenda phase and give you my trade agreement.
And
So
white.
I-
Oh, go ahead.
I would offer refreshers to both purple and red. But instead of a trade good, I would want your political secrets.
Ooh, Axel trying to make some moves here.
Mind that his political secret stops Quash, but it does not stop political.
I will, white. I will take that deal. This is
He just
purple.
got crushed
Okay.
by anti-intellectual revolution.
So I'm hearing you'll refresh me then.
Just
He had to exhaust every single planet.
So fine, but are we neighbors? So you have my word. You'll get my political.
Correct.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll do that.
Okay. Perfect. Then I will refresh everyone. And I'll cash in the trade goods for green, blue, and yellow.
Yep.
Give me a test.
Test. Test check. 1, 2. Test, test, test. It sounds like it's picking up your mic. And not my mic.
You're loud in that. It's just gotta.
So I got 3
Test,
from
test,
Nekro
test, test, test,
and
test, test,
Yep.
test. There it is. There I am. Test. Test again.
All right, here we are. Fixing some audio. Birdie, stop eating the cat's food. You jerk.
Welcome into Twilight Imperium, the 4th edition. Today we have semi-final.
Barony, I
number
put your
3,
trade agreement
moderated by
over
Tgwelch
here. I don't know
and
where it went.
commentated by Matt Martins.
I also tried to move it, so I don't know if it's in that deck.
The game gets to be fun again, everybody. It's not all boring old Matt.
Matt's been sitting here and he
Axel's
drops a
gonna be
command
okay,
counter on a B wormhole.
You can see it, but I'm also saying it.
So
It's
do
all
you want me
part
to
of the
move out?
game.
Do you want to...
This is where the YouTube starts to yell at us because we talk over
So,
all of the important deal making. Actually, this is important. Let's listen in.
to keep law over Arnor. Does that work? Given you get
Okay,
less
we can do a
tokens.
deal with that because then it's easier You can withdraw.
So what basically I will withdraw and I'll leave a dude on the one which we're not. So I'm going to leave both dudes.
Yeah.
One of which to keep the planet, and the other one to not nibble for tech.
Nibble.
Okay.
Okay. That's true. Yeah, actually, you could leave one on the other planet.
I'm going to leave them both, and you fight one and leave the other.
Okay, that's a deal.
I like this play. Axel and Lazyboy have been incredibly friendly this game, and they are letting the distraction of Brian, the heavy lead from Brian, be a wonderful distraction for them to both solidify their position even more. Lazyboy getting that Imperial Rider during the agenda phase gives him a point off the objective map, which is nice. But Axel has been a really vigilant player so far, trying to double down on wanting the players to do something about Brian. So I think pretty happy to find a way to make this a deal rather than
amicable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I am retreating.
Alright, I'm catching.
Although you'd love to see a skilled retreat above Barraglow 4 right now. Not going to happen, but B, I'm thirsty for it.
Yes.
No PDS fire.
This is all basically Nekro expanding the balloon of their slice. They've been pretty pincered in so far. And this is just them stretching their legs out a little. Their bionic legs.
You gotta get outside today sometime. Been in quarantine this whole time. It's a virus.
So hit the 5 here, and then go ahead and hit roll there, please. Got
Good to hear Tyler's
roller
voice.
ready. Again. Go ahead and roll your dread.
Okay, I've got one hit.
Alright, then you've got 2 8s for the fighters.
Oof.
Or 9s, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, Nekro's just hoping to get one tech here, but
It's okay.
the Dreadnought 2s early from Yin Brotherhood are super interesting and paying off here, although they might have a deal here to go ahead and feed a tech just to get him off his back. But you'd be handing Dreadnought 2 to Nekro, which isn't ideal.
It's a hit, so we have 2 total hits for Nekro.
Oh, he gets the 2 hits anyways. So he'll be fine. He brings enough to score enough hits, guaranteeing himself a tech, unless there's
2
a shield
hits,
holding.
And I think you missed your hits, Axel.
Yep. So I'm killing one fighter and assigning one to
Good
sustain.
thing Nekro decided to retreat, because they could have lost a lot there.
Did you get Axel?
0.
Yeah, Yen decided to retreat.
Yeah.
I'll take Dreadnought 2.
He said he was going to take
really?
a ground force with him,
2.
and has not yet.
I think it's all of the ships in that system.
I see. Alright, then now.
No, I'm saying
all those
part of the retreat from Yin was going to be contingent on moving a... Maybe I missed the point where they said something about they actually want...
I will not bombard.
They want to lead the ground forces down for the purposes of tech.
Just to double check, Axel, you wanted law?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll commit my forces to Arnor.
Okay, so it was worked out in the deal of, hey,
All right.
actually don't pull anybody off a planet.
2v2.
keep it going.
No.
I'll take off.
That would have been spicy.
Yin is a man of his word.
So, Dreadnought 2, and what else will we see after this combat? Sarween, you'd have to assume. Don't see a reason for Nekro to get anti-mass necessarily, although
None from me.
the asteroid field is there.
Might be a late game play,
Yep. I'd rather see the Sarween
2
for sure.
hits from Nekro.
especially with the destroyer hanging out.
Alright. Successfully takes Arnor with 3 infantry.
Still a long path home there.
I'll take Sarween.
Sounds good.
I've been watching a lot of disc golf commentary recently.
Oh yeah, how's that?
They do it very.
Does
They do a
that
very
complete
good job
your
of keeping
turn?
their voices low like this. I think that's exciting.
It's funny that carries over
Yeah, from golf.
from golf.
Yeah.
Like that for some reason disc golf should also be a quiet game.
Yeah.
It's
All
interesting.
right, so I'm going to, above the table, instigate a fight. If
One
tech
second.
is popped,
Brian
Just wanna make
firing
sure
on all
this is
cylinders
real quick.
after
Did have a
getting his head stuffed in the toilet by these 5 bullies.
so if tech is popped and Axel buys Carrier 2, Axel can take Bereglerta with space docks and fuck. Just in case y'all weren't seeing that.
As it happens, I wasn't seeing that. It's my intention to pop tech anyway.
Yeah.
Divorce from
Love a good Rolo.
fights that might create, but best of luck to the two of them. I'm gonna pop tech.
all right. Tech is popped.
I'm gonna pass since I can't afford it, baby.
Yssaril
Green, on your
grabbing
next turn, would you be willing to
2
do
tech.
a 4 for 3?
EJ, would you care for a rye ale?
I would care for a ride.
I'm skipping the hypermetabolism.
I'll be right back.
first.
Okay.
That's what this is about.
Right. So that'll be your free tech.
I'm spending these 3 to grab Mejan implants.
I think first tech, or you said was hyper with the green skip. That's
Oh, you're right. I've so that needs to be shit.
I'll come back to you there, brother. Let me just go.
Yeah,
take
thanks.
around the board.
Dick that up good.
All right, Yin, you're good. Nekro, you are good. Give you 2 more tokens here.
Green, are you hearing me at all?
Sorry, I'm hearing green. What was?
On your next turn, would you be willing to 4 for 3? So basically,
Yes.
one to
It's a
wash
beautiful
my
thing
commodities.
here. It's very cold.
Who's speaking?
That's good.
Red.
Give it time to warm up.
Let me finish this and let's talk about it in a second.
Okay, because it just determines if I what I do now.
Transparent
Still
steel,
funny.
then a skip to Mejan. Does that work?
That would work.
Low
Just have to
card.
take
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say.
Right on.
All right, so transparent steel, green skipped for Majon
This
implants.
thing was made to
And
pour.
Action text on the board. It said no Brian. Mmrnmhrm, I
Just
don't
just
recall
a
if
slow
you were
actor,
following.
isn't it?
I'm waiting to see if
What does this say?
She's a
my deal.
barrel-aged old-fashioned rye ale,
Oh, God.
10.7% alcohol by volume,
All right. Well,
by our good friends at New Province
yeah.
Brewing Company in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah, New Providence. I'd say probably number 1 or 2 in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, number.
I think they're number 1.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're the most consistent. But a lot of people say Ozark because they have.
Okay, Red. Sorry.
The score isn't that different between them.
Right. Right.
Your turn's coming up. I would like to give you 4 commodities for your 3 trade.
And with
codes
that distraction.
when it's your turn.
We're back in the game.
I believe we can do that.
And I am doing.
I did see a tech pop, so I catch up my spreadsheet there. We'll fill you all in. You probably heard it more than we did, unless we were talking over it, which we are wont to do.
Can I secret with you, Red?
Shall I pass the turn?
I just want to see Barony real quick. I see
Okay.
the token, but I don't see resources.
Sorry, that's the ones that I've got available, so I'm using the planet.
All right, so there's 3 on Zobot.
Man, love seeing that transit diodes from Yin.
Token is an O3 planet. That's just in.
Did we see any? There it is. Plasma scoring for Xxcha. Kind of a slow get
Sorry, did I calculate that wrong originally?
coming from Xxcha. Slow
Yeah,
slow start.
Kind of asking you about
Lost
the
a biz
leadership
free.
follow.
Didn't put enough pressure on Melon Zobat. Doesn't really have the PDS network and doesn't really have the ships.
Ah,
Yikes.
He counted them all up, and that was the
If you're going
problem.
to have a slow start, it needs to be a deliberately slow start.
Yeah.
If you're Xxcha.
You can add
Yep.
a trade good if you'd
And
like.
it doesn't look very deliberate.
No. So it doesn't bode well. Let's pan over to our tech display just so we have it. This is what we're looking at. Round 3 tech.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Did I forget anything from Lizzix? No, Lizzix had no money, so certainly not getting anything for them.
Skip tech now, brother. I'm
You're
just waiting
Xxcha,
to see
you
what
kind
you
of
put
want
up
a
there.
forward
Greg.
caught.
Yeah.
And that was a good slice for him, too, I think.
Well, not bad, but there's no good position for it. I mean, everything's a 1-resource planet, so your forward dock is, no matter what, going
Sorry, I
to
already
be
put a gravity drive out here.
a slow dock.
It is going to be a slow dock, but you don't need it to...
No, you just
don't
need
it to
just
shell
need
out
it.
a bunch of
Right.
fighters or anything.
You got one big ship.
Yeah, you got a ship you got to get on the board. It's got to be right there in the center of your slice, especially with Abyss Freya and Melon Zobat. I mean, those are some big planets. 8
Yeah.
resources worth of planets that you can protect if you get deep space.
Rolo, are you done with your turn?
Indeed.
So,
All right, that wraps up our tech.
yeah. Yeah, not a fan of the Xxcha game thus far.
Yep.
But a big fan of the Xxcha player's name.
Mmrnmhrm.
Sorry, Red.
Mmrnmhrm.
Is there any way that I can get 2 from
it not
you?
Mmrnmhrm?
Because I did
He
not
said
expect
Mmrnmhrm.
that, and I can pay you back the next time
I
I...
love it.
I can do 2 for 2. If you'd like to. 'Cause that was what I was scoring this round.
Yin's looking pretty on trade goods. A little tight on the command counter,
Okay, let's do
but
it.
their slices
I appreciate that.
doing okay. You hate to lose Arnor, but better than losing both.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the trade?
We had talked about before their opportunity to get the 4 industrial, but that's out the window. So
2 of my
I
commodities.
assume we'll see them focus instead on tech skips. Purple has left Lazar fairly undefended, so they could go
wash
jump
there.
on that. Or Tarman. Don't suspect.
Let me ask the board, has anybody got eyes for Mechatol this round?
Yeah, Barony's been
Yeah.
itching for it.
Surely, right?
Who's
I
asking?
You wish the gravity rift wasn't a gravity rift, otherwise Yin would have a straight shot to Thibba, but I
I also don't want to keep
suspect.
it, but I've been screwed on taking the strategy cards, and while I've got it, I might as well start.
I suspect
I mean,
Yin won't
you're
risk
in
the gravity
Yssaril,
rift. But yeah, I like.
you're in last.
This is Barony's chance to maybe come back a bit. They've been suffering quite a bit. Last pick the first 2 rounds. Or
Green, how
last
about
pick and
not
second to
shooting
last
any?
pick.
Guess it doesn't really
And
matter.
then
with,
last pick, 3rd round. So pretty bad.
now.
Should be the 3rd or 4th pick this round.
Yeah.
At worst 4th pick. So
Do you mean yellow?
Yeah, you're green.
Sorry, yeah, yellow. When I look at the colors, I'm colorblind, so.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. Just say faction names then.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you can pay me not to fire my 2 shot.
It's rather tentative.
I really don't have much to give unless I'm gonna lose my trade goods there. Can I give you a trade agreement?
Yes, trade agreement sounds good.
All right. A deal is struck.
deal is it?
A deal, you say?
Deal.
But, you know, don't fall for the Magi play. Wait until it's actually binding to pay.
Brian throwing shade at Magi, the man notorious for breaking
Sorry, I don't know what that means.
a non-binding
I like
PDF.
That is a thing that Magi did in last year's semis. He got paid not to fire PDS,
Before it was
but got paid before it was time to shoot PDS. And then when it came time to shoot PDS, he shot it.
yeah, he's
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's mean.
sorry, he's a good
because
TI
that
player.
And since we can only do 1 transaction at a time, decide whether you're paying for lack of invasion PDS fire or spaced PDS.
Space PDS.
Or both.
Your PDS can fire on the ground.
You can pay
as
for
well.
both.
One's
Sure.
non-binding is the point
Yes,
that he's making.
Unless you
But-
get your yellow.
Don't know why we have to narrate that to everyone. This is the kind of stuff that I get yelled at for talking over.
What
What a good story.
It's like, okay, that's commentary, I guess, from the players.
PDS at me.
Yeah.
But sure. Useful information nonetheless. Thank you, Brian.
saying that you have 2 opportunities to pay me, but you can only pay me in one of them. So pick which one you're paying me.
He's basically holding you over a barrel to take it. But
Refresh me again. What happens in ground combat if I?
I fire 2 PDS at your infantry that are landing. So if you don't bring 2, or if you don't bring 3 or more, and don't pay me at that timing window, you will not be able to.
The gist here is Barony has already activated Mechatol. Lay it, you play it.
And you get 1 shot in the air.
And second is not going to be able to bring enough.
Because I have plasma,
To,
I get 2 in the air and 2
Definitely get this plan. I mean, they could bring the carrier, the dreadnought, and 3 infantry and leave their slice very open.
Pass up those trade
I
goods, but
actually
this
don't
is
mind
the
that
point
though. You got
Sure.
Yin on your left, who's not.
I would
I
pay
don't
it
think
like
has
a
eyes
choice.
for your slice.
No.
And then you have Xxcha on your right, who should
Doesn't have the
eyes.
position, yeah.
Right. So I think if you want to do it, you can.
Weather
but-
it and then
But if he only brings like the
you
dreadnought or
also
something,
have
he's
Yeah.
to
asking for
decide
trouble.
Exactly what you're
Yes.
bringing before
Brian is
we can actually
very much saying I'm going to fire
make any
something.
binding
Right.
deal.
So he probably should have waited to drop that command counter.
Yep. That might be a
Mistake.
mistake in terms of just. I think Robel played fairly early, so maybe out of TTS practice. May not have been playing lay it, play it. Although I don't think that's. I'm not saying that's a huge
I'm thinking
factor
whether
here, but they
whether
definitely
that's
jumped
something
on
to be,
laying the command token before they'd clearly had all of these conversations.
Afford both.
Yeah,
So
I think there was some vagueness.
I give you
on
1
Brian's
trade
part
good for
to
not
force him
firing
into
at me on the
doing that.
ground,
Yeah.
and 1 trade good, or 1 not flying into the air. Let's see. Still thinking. I'm
For
sorry.
each is what he's asking. I think Brian wants 2 for each shot. Or
Yeah.
1 for each shot.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
So that's
Robel
what
here.
we're going to bring.
I pay
Just let me know when it's final
I pay
movement.
twice, I think.
I
But then
will.
I think Brian's pretty much indicating he's gonna do one of them. Even if you pay him to not do both, he's not gonna hold that non-binding. Yeah, I don't love. He's holding over the dread, and I think you got to do it. Or you leave the dread, bring this 3rd ground force, pay for the space combat, space cannon not to fire, and just accept the risk on the ground combat. I'm gonna go see what my cat's doing.
Looks like they just broke something.
I see a motion from this dread. Do you want me to grab this?
The crashing. We thought
Unless
was
he's
Matt's
playing
cat.
flank speed,
Somebody
was
else.
somebody
he has
It's hard to tell with headphones on.
between the carrier and the dreads.
We're still disputing what to do here.
Well,
Shouldn't be too hard.
yeah, it's after he activates the system, so that window's gone. It's gonna be 1 dreadnought if that's what you're signaling.
No, I'm saying that he has grav drive and not carrier 2 or dread 2, and they both came from 2 distance away.
Oh yeah, you're right. I thought.
So
yeah,
he can
dread's
bring
more
that
close.
dread.
All fair points.
I got kicked again.
Oh boy.
Sorry, am I reading gravity drive wrong? As it says
So
your ships.
You can only take it
One
apply the
of
+1
your ships.
on 1 ship. So you could leave the carrier back like Brian said and leave those infantry there, and you could grav drive a dreadnought, and you could also bring this dreadnought if you wish. Otherwise, the current motion that you've got is legal. But none of these ships are going to be able to make it without a flank speed.
Okay, let's take the Dreadnought from Sador.
Okay, Dread from Sador, or do we want to take the infantry?
Yes.
Alright.
All right. So he does bring everything, leaves a slice pretty open. Don't suspect anyone will
Okay,
tear him to
and
pieces
that's
for it.
final movement, correct?
Hopefully.
Correct.
Although if you have cut
Alright,
supply
so I
lines,
will
that's a
accept
juicy
two
space
trade
dock to
goods
blockade.
To not fire at either timing window.
Be a weird time for Xxcha to get back in the game.
Yeah. Here comes a offer from Brian. 2 trade goods to not
Or
fire
your
at space.
trade agreement,
I don't think he should do it.
I'll
which
give
I
you my
think
trade
is what we
agreement.
originally
No.
said.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Too
Please,
costly.
trade agreement.
You're not gonna lose anything in the space.
Okay.
Well, what if he does get 2
Trade
hits?
agreement.
He takes his
You
dread.
tap the dread and then you do have to kill
I
something.
bindingly
I don't know.
Tap the
agree.
dread and kill the dread.
No, I guess I see it.
PDS.
Trade agreement's only worth 2. You can't afford to lose the ground forces in the space. You need all 3 to safely do the invasion and not pay
At all.
for the
As an invasion
space cannon defense. So I get it.
Your space
I
cannon
approve.
stuff for the ground defense.
Well, he's committing all 3, obviously, correct?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just make sure.
I will not fire PDS invading since I got the trade agreement.
Oh, he decided to do both non-binding.
It's on your
Okay.
end as well.
I don't like that. I wish Brian doesn't need to be
Nice.
nice right now. I mean,
He's got to punish for those things. It's the
Here
semifinals.
we
it's the semifinals and you're already on the back burner, so like costing people units is probably good for you. Barony's not in a position to chew into your slice or anything, so making an enemy out of Barony isn't going to...
Unless he's trying to
Do
make a
you
friend out
anything?
of Barony.
I'm
I
missing
guess.
Interesting the mind game you just played with him. Though.
Yeah, if there's an argument here that keeping Barony units on the board means Xxcha gets hurt more, so
Yeah.
I'll take that.
All right, is that the end of your turn there, Rob?
When asked before the game how to pronounce Robel's name, he said Robel, like the Hamburglar.
No, that's correct.
And that's correct.
No, that is right.
If we had the stream up, we would be doing a name poll, and
Robel's pretty good.
Robel would run away with it. I don't know. This is the game, though, isn't it? Rolo, Ledgerman of the
This is a good
Cones,
game, yo.
Mmrnmhrm,
I got a real good.
Robel.
I'm a big Axel fan because I played a lot of Twisted Metal growing up.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
Data happens.
Lazyboy, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's good.
And then Brian.
I'm into all. Yeah, and Brian. Brian would win because we had a lot of
All
trolls.
right,
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Rolo.
people love Brian.
All right, let's hear a deal here. Brian and Rolo.
I'm popping politics. What's the price of speaker to you?
I will. It's a non-binding deal, of course, but you will not be the target
Whoa.
of the Magion implants that I do on my next turn.
Otherwise,
You
will
got
be.
Magion already, huh?
I do.
Since I'm the sort of player who goes, who gives a crap, every card that I play will be sabotaged if it actually matters. That's a no.
Well, that was just my starting offer, so let's talk about.
How
what
about
do
your
you-
trade agreement?
Wow, from extortion to my trade agreement. Huh? You know what? I'm actually going to take that deal. Yes, trade agreement for speaker.
Wow.
Okay, so the speaker token part has happened,
Sounds good. Let me get my hands off.
and then show me the 2 action cards, and then
What was
the
the deal?
2 agenda cards.
So the deal started with no Magian implants against Brian for.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's where it started. Brian said no.
All right, well,
And then it was
around the
trade
horn
agreement
here.
for
Xxcha.
speaker, and Rolo did take that deal.
got one.
Gotcha. I missed on our thing earlier that he... Ooh, someone dumping a... How did he...
Skip.
Rob, are we gonna be following?
How did he
No,
get Magion? Oh, I got all of this wrong. He input hyper into the chat. That's why. Okay. So we're backtracking on some of Yssaril tech here. It was...
All right, I've become...
He got both the faction techs, essentially.
Politics.
He got Transparasteel and then skipped to Magion instead of skipping to hyper. Real quick, just to let you see what I'm talking about here. We had this wrong earlier. This is now the correct tech for Yssaril.
Top, bottom, 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 top, top.
All
What are we
right.
doing?
I wrote it right above it, top left, bottom right. I'm sorry if it's upside down to you,
It's okay.
but it looks like it's right side up to you.
So I'll roll discarding a card.
And we've got a discard of Industrial Initiative.
Ooh. That can be a delicious card later on. That sort of is indicative of Yssaril having a pretty decent hand
And
if they're getting rid of an industrial initiative. Now, granted, it's not an industrial... Well, they've got 3 with both equidistance.
Logistics.
Like it.
Oh.
Fleet, the best mining initiative in the game goes to L1. That is...
Clutch AF.
Yeah.
Any sabos.
You heard it here first.
Yes, I'm
So
sabotaging.
drew the mining initiative off the politics and was like, ooh, not wasting any time. Let's pop that sucker.
There goes
Is
Sabo.
this
Especially before Warfare. Remember, Brian lost all of his planets at the start of this round.
Okay.
So now he has an opportunity to actually build
I'm
some
getting
units.
5 trade goods from this. I will give you 2 of them to not place out.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Deal.
Love the threat of a Sabo here.
Okay, so
Okay.
I think you should get more.
So I might sabotage as well then.
Yes! Pay them all!
As long as he's paying out, right?
Yeah.
Show me the sabo.
Show me the Sabo!
I think you saw it earlier. He put it on the table.
That's true.
Wait,
Yeah, it came out.
Hold up. In terms of transactions, we already made a transaction earlier
Really worth it there.
for the speaker token during this turn. Even though I had a second action, I cannot pay you not to sabo.
That's
I
very
would just
true.
assume
They
so.
did a deal.
Why would you do a deal? This is
So-
Twilight Imperium.
Is the-
Twilight Imperium! Don't do a deal.
Don't do deals. It really is actually my.
You could do a
motto,
non-binding
Twilight
deal.
Imperium. I play
You could
off
do
it
a
too often like that, and I
non-binding
lose a
deal.
lot. So
Well, it's because you play with
Taking a
me.
risk on a 9-binding
yeah,
deal.
I have to.
do
I have
better
to be the
than
only
2
person not
trade
doing deals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no.
your goddamn trade agreement back.
Yeah, that is better. I'll take it.
Okay. So Sabo goes back to his hand then.
But can't you not give me the...
It's non-binding. I won't be able to give you the payment until.
I
your
understand. I
next turn.
understand. And as it is a better deal, I'm accepting the risk of the non-binding deal.
It's gonna get sabotaged anyway.
Okay, but only if I actually play the damn thing. If somebody else sabos it, I am not following.
I don't like that condition.
Okay, green. We have not made a transaction, but we are no longer neighbors.
So Sabo it then.
Lazyboy, not wanting to mess around.
Good overall.
So
I mean,
Can we
it's
trade
not
through
smart.
red? Red, would you mind trading?
That's not how that works.
Well, it's
yeah, there's one transaction.
then you're relying on red keeping their word instead of
Yeah.
because red still can't trade with you.
Yeah.
I mean, are you paying red in this scenario?
I mean, do you really
Well,
want that?
it would be very dumb for me to pay red for red to then pay green instead of me just paying green later.
I would agree with that.
Right. So green, I will pay you 2 trade goods later.
Lazyboy and Axel have been somewhat of Brian's just peanut gallery this game. Brian's been trying to get away with stuff, and they've started just being like, hey, that sucks, and I hate it.
what did it give you?
Gives him 5
It
triggers.
gives me the ability to
Score.
build something to recover from the fact that I have only built these 2 fighters this entire game.
That's what I mean. If you let me get away with it, you could still win the game.
You gonna let him get away with
Using
this?
the spin 5.
Anybody else willing
I
to?
am
Can I get?
spending trade goods on plastic. I am not spending them on victory points.
That's a lie.
All right, let's speed up the Sabo window around here. We've got one agreement made with purple. This is Robel's Sabo. Are we gonna make a deal on this, Robel? Or are you gonna?
Can you make it 3 trade goods?
I love it.
Then I'm effectively keeping 2 of it. How about I give you the exact same deal that I gave purple? Have your trade agreement back, plus a trade
Plus
good.
2.
Plus 2.
Trade
I don't
agreement
know.
plus 2 gives me enough. Otherwise, Sabo's happening.
I don't know. I've got 2 trade agreements that are worth 5 in total, which is what this card is worth. So giving them both back seems pretty silly.
Well, stream.
Depends how desperate you are.
Looks like
I'm gonna give this
meat's back on the menu.
counter offer
Looks-
to not Sabo.
Looks like
was his
the
trade agreement
shoe
plus 2 trade
has
goods.
found a foot.
Trade agreement plus 1 trade good is agreeable if he'll agree to.
I want 2. 2
Okay,
trade
he
goods
says-
and my trade agreement.
Boy.
He says
Then
no.
no deal.
All right, no deal.
Now,
Sabo
Brian,
does.
I take that to mean that as you were not saboed, I can expect my trade agreement back. At your
No, he is
No,
Sabo.
I said if I end up
Well, you
saboed
are-
by
you are
somebody,
saboed.
I am
You are
not going
saboed.
to pay you a damn
no,
thing.
no, no, no. You're quite right. You're quite right. I didn't realize that had gone.
All right. Sorry, we got to move that along, guys.
Yeah, that's like.
And again, this is why I don't care about Magion. I'm any card that I actually want to play will be sabotaged.
Oh God. Callowan, another semifinalist, on the Discord said they had their Twitch open this whole time, and so all quiet. Then a random meat's back on the menu. Oh God, my heart attack. Very good. Welcome, Callowan. Welcome back. We're happy to be here. Thrilled to have internet again.
Okay.
Welcome, Twitch chat. I'm sure it'll take a minute for everyone to start rolling back in here.
All right, I've got a support swap between Yin and Nekro.
Actually, well, I'm going to keep the stream at 720
Guys.
output. Oh, wait.
It's awful likely to go, Pete.
I'm going to turn the stream off for just a second, everyone. I have it at 480, and I don't suspect that is necessary.
Yeah, 480
So
was bad.
I gotta shut down this, but we will be back in literally moments. All right, we're back in beautiful 1080p. Sorry, everyone. We're
Very diplomatic.
lots of interruptions here. A bit crazy today.
We could jump in the secret while
Just
he's
trying to keep up with
hopefully multitask that. Let's do this.
the wild ride that is coronavirus and how it impacts the whole world.
Of lives.
Okay,
Billions
that's
of
my
lives.
final build.
Okay, so we've got a build coming out of here from Yin, activating home system. There's going to be a lot to catch you all up on, and I'm going to do my best, but also we're just going to kind of have to barrel forward as best we can.
Mistaken identity. Axel, he wants to talk to you in the secret room. If
Okay, I'm heading in.
Ooh, let's go check out this secret convo, everybody.
That's my turn, yeah. Hello, sir.
Hey, hey.
How's it going?
Hey, I'm wondering if you're interested in a swap there, since think you're probably going for the 3 planetary
Interesting.
skips.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I needed that one. You don't have another one, do you? I was looking because I kind of need that the hazardous planet. I was wondering how you feel about trading that with the one that's next to mine for the gear, for at least a round, so I can score the public.
Okay, so I can't do it this round.
Well, I'm looking to actually move over, and you can take that anytime that you want. But if I can get that red hazardous planet for you, and then you can take it back after I've scored it.
So where are you getting your 3rd from?
So my 3rd, I've got one already there, that one, and then I've got the one I'm sitting on right now in Zombat, and then I'm going to take whatever that Verus 2 is.
Oh, sorry, you're looking for the hazardous, not tech skips.
So, yeah, no, I want the hazardous. I need the 4 hazardous.
Fine. Okay, so I'm happy to let you have that this round. Then what I would want in exchange is to take it back next round, and also to take Thibba, which will give me the 3 tech skips.
Yeah, I believe that's fine.
Fine, I'm happy with that.
Awesome, thank you.
All right.
Then I can have that back, and we'll do a switch, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thibba?
Come to a deal.
Cheers.
Let's plan that, and I'll plan to retreat to somewhere. And if you want Lazar, frankly, I left Lazar and I exhausted Lazar, assuming this conversation would be coming. So in my head, I've already said goodbye to Lazar, and I don't mind if you take it. I think that would be a good compromise.
Okay.
You should know, I want to be on the B wormhole, but at the moment I don't remember why. I think I wanted to be somebody's neighbor. Not on the A wormhole.
Yellow moved out of the B hole down here.
Oh, yeah. All right. Forget that. We'll limit our conversation to Lazar Saculag at this time. And yeah, I think you taking Lazar.
Welcome back, stream. We're slowly filtering back in.
Guys, and I announced retreat on the first step. That could all be acceptable. I don't love you getting Mage-Gen implants, but Nekro's gonna Nekro.
Nekro's gonna Nekro.
It just leaves. I can concentrate my attention.
I will say, after you've got Mage-Gen, we could go back and forth swapping the same cards, or we could come to some understanding about eating the rest of the table's cards and not eating each other.
Still really curious.
But that's a conversation.
What Yin's gonna do for their next point. They really need a tech skip, and it's getting somewhat tricky to figure out which one to grab.
Ooh, where are we going?
Yeah, too many choices.
Robel, would you like to chat?
Who was that?
Can you read the chat? Scroll up a little bit. I'm just trying not to talk over everybody during their turns.
Can we have a private, please?
Ooh.
Sure. Let's do it.
Brian wants, no offense, Rolo, it's just that paying you not to pay Sabo makes no sense when the card gets Saboed anyway, since you can't play. So this is Brian wanting to go back on the deal they sort of non-bindingly made. Oh, but now we have a different conversation happening.
Hi.
This is
Hello. So we're the
Robel
last two that haven't support swapped,
Mmrnmhrm.
and this is the way for both of us to get one.
Okay. So I have one thing that I'd like to talk to you about doing that. I'm actually absolutely happy to do it, but in order for me to get the secret on the planetary traits, I would need to take Vazul 2, or whatever, however you say that. And then I would move out this round after I have scored that next round.
Are you talking about my red one next to the a-hole?
Yeah, that's it.
So these two are talking about this down here, but we meanwhile have action happening up here. I'm actually going to bail on this conversation, and we'll hop back into the true action, but clearly just a minor debate over some territory stuff over
Would you be
here.
clearing out of Melon?
Over a support
What
zone.
we talked
I
about?
will. I'll take that one guy off of Melon, like we had talked about at the beginning, and
Take a
replacing
move.
him.
Racial.
No,
If
I'm
I just
not.
bring the,
Back on the
I
action
can't
here.
split the fighters, which would be annoying.
Interesting.
If I just bring that's non-threatening. 3 fighters.
Sure. Yeah, it's not threatening enough for our purposes.
And I'm going to be pretty much hitting on 9s. I mean, if
All
you
right.
fall back and I don't hit you, then
Yeah, well, let's do this thing. I will not fire the PDF. I will be declaring a retreat. But TG, what's the
For a year.
protocol?
Matt, I had to
But yeah.
jump back. I didn't know what's going on, so they're still
He's
chatting.
what the stuff in this B wormhole is attacking the laser satellite system. I am not firing PDS upon their entry.
This is final movement. That's what I wanted to jump over just to verify.
yeah.
Okay. All right, no PDS, you said. So movement's complete. No space cannon. It'd be the start of the combat.
I declare
Yeah.
retreat.
So I hit on 9, so I roll 4.
Okay.
You got that? I declare a retreat. Yes.
Yeah, you're good on the retreat. I've
Okay.
got 3 9s for you, and then, or 4 9s rather, and then 2 9s over here for purple. No abilities. Card
No,
for
no
abilities.
ability.
Nope. All right. Looks like we
One
got
hit.
1 hit.
Oof.
1 hit each.
1 hit each, I'll take a fighter off.
Okay, fighter for Nekro, fighter for Yssaril, and then you can retreat either here or here.
It'll be the Lodar system.
Go to our system, and we'll lock that down. And Lazar. At the start of that ground force commit, was there any card or ability?
No.
Nope.
And no ability from me. I will be taking the
Mage plans.
Lazar goes here, and we get a Magion copy. I'm just going to grab your Nekro token, and we'll put it on. Perfect. End of turn.
yeah.
Start of my turn. Mage on Brian.
Is this purple or blue Magioning me?
This is purple.
No, I'll be next round.
Yeah. I repeat, any card that I want to play in that I know will be sabotaged. So pick what you don't want blue to have.
Matt's back. Let's get back into
Oh,
the
it's
action
4
here.
cards.
Bit of dead air there from our end.
All right. I took mine.
strange.
Kind of a quiet round. Now.
Yeah,
It's tapered off.
Yeah, not a whole lot happened. I mean, most of what happened, man, was like some legal bullshit.
Rolo's gonna have an interesting round here.
And I briefly forgot that.
Coming
That's
up
the whole
or,
thing.
or currently?
Like right now,
Right
and the
now.
rest of his round,
Yeah.
That's when you
and
need
losing Lazar, kind of not ideal, honestly.
He's gonna have to make some rough decisions coming up.
Yeah, Nekro's in such a tight spot trying to get 3 tech skips. I don't see how that's even gonna be possible. Especially sharing Arnor Lore, they're not going to get 4 of a same trait. All of these planet objectives are severely going to cost Nekro the ability to find points. They're playing a solid game, but the slice necessitates a certain level of aggression that we're not seeing yet, and I don't think they'll be able to deal make their way to a victory as Nekro, polite as they may be. Ooh, here comes Barony, breaking the pact they had with Yin.
I think this is a good move for Barony.
Oh, definitely. He needs it.
Alrighty. Final movement, yeah.
Did you want to go ahead and
Yes.
do our swap as well? Get that out of the way.
Okay. No space cannons here.
My mom is delightful, and no, she will not be joining us on stream.
It's going to be a start of an invasion. Any cards or abilities?
Bombardment. Nope.
Bombard.
Listen,
Get 2 shots on a 5.
you guys don't deserve how cool Matt's mom is.
Oh my god. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I've only met Matt's mom a few times, but
She is great.
she is just a delightful
Kills the
person. So
infantry.
I wouldn't want you all to just like
And then
ruin.
I love my mommy.
I assume that's going there. And then any response to that? I see the planet exchange, so I think we're good.
Growing up, my
This
dad's
will be good.
Alright.
I'll call it least favorite friend of mine, but it's not really least favorite. It's not like he disliked Hunter, but Hunter's notorious for
I've done
sleeping over with the whole like we're all playing Halo or whatever
Right,
in the living
playing
room,
parties.
and Hunter having the loudest voice and the loudest laugh at like 3 a.m.
So we have
and
to
waking my dad up and him coming out and being like, "Shut the hell up,
after my
Hunter!"
You're like my own son. Jesus Christ. Just hear him yelling on his way back to his room.
Yeah.
Like,
Son of a god! I swear to.
Fast.
So odd relationship there.
I'm going to build it home because I don't want to.
Brian trying to get the heat off of him,
Action card. That,
spending all the money he's got. What's left to him after paying for sabos?
and spend 3 trade goods to
Hey, I
build.
yelled away from the mic. I guess it was like, I have a hard limiter on. It's as loud as anything else. Whatever. Sorry, everyone. Sorry I yelled in your ears.
This
Looks good.
away.
Some destroyers and ground forces. Big build from the L1Z1X. Hurt my ears, Daddy. I'm here for you, Nyan Pudge.
I'd rather go for it.
That was the dumbest laugh I could master. Are we finally going to see a warfare pop from Nekro? And where's Nekro going next?
You can use Magion. Right.
Ooh, popping their new Magion, which I did not mark on my tech sheet.
This is your round.
I'm just so surprised that you would target moi.
Really?
No one's surprised.
The trouble is knowing how much keeping someone in check is adequate. You know, I guess we'll have to reassess at the end of this. I feel like
Yssaril
this has
also
been
Yeah,
a pretty punishing
I
round
really
for Brian.
feel like just taking Lerda with absolutely nothing on them is a real good way to keep in check the Nekro that's right behind me.
Oh, so much choice.
So many options. Possibilities are limitless.
I think I'll take. This one.
Cool. I get to keep the one that will be sabotaged whenever I actually want to play.
Oh, still a good card though. Okay.
Nekro further stalling out
Is that an action
warfare.
on my turn?
That is an action. Yep.
It is. Yeah. Lazyboy, do you have an objection to me occupying this B wormhole for a moment?
Yes, because it's kind of where I'm going.
Oh, it's where you're going. That is the question. All right.
If you would like to plug it up, I'll pay you to plug it up.
Well, then I'd need somewhere else to go.
So, are you going to it because you want to go through it, or are you going past it on the way to? Maybe you don't want to say.
This is sort of all a result of the excessive
we
amount
go
of
into,
control objectives. Lots of these conversations are now coming up because it's just like, I gotta get planets somewhere.
Right.
And everyone kind of struggling to find out which
So
ones are the
while
right ones
they're
to
in
take.
Secret chat, he clearly has alpha to beta,
Brian calling out alphas and betas.
Keeper of the Gate secret, which is relying on either Ghost Ship or
Who's hopping?
alpha to beta connection, at which point
You jumping
that
in
should
or
be
no?
saboed.
Are we not having a secret combo?
There he goes. All right,
Hello.
here we go.
I'm using my phone because I'm worried it will crash my computer.
I am. I'm trying to get a presence in both wormholes, the alpha and the beta.
Yeah, I just want to go. I'm planning to obviously move into the wormhole next to Brian's system.
Got it. So
Ooh.
we're moving through that wormhole.
Lazy
On the
boy.
way to the
I love
other end
him.
of the B, I will wait, and then I will
Okay.
briefly occupy your side of the B wormhole if you're okay with that.
That's fine, as long
So
as you're not going to come
no, yeah, no. I'm plugging it, but I'm not going to plug it till after you're through it. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Hi. Would you be interested in exchanging ceasefires to make sure that you don't go any further?
I would. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do that.
I don't think I don't think it's in our interest to attack each other at the moment. So.
It's not.
No.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
There. Now onto the business of what I'm actually going to do on this turn.
Lazyboy hanging out in the secret chat room by himself.
It's a stall, and that's my stall card.
Stall tactics.
Yep.
All right, we're dropping bribery.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
last Lazyboy.
Is Lazyboy
He's
trying to
having a
steal?
secret conversation with himself, it looks like.
I can pull and drag Lazyboy around. Lazyboy, you're back. Hello.
I'm just coming back in.
A lot of good names in this game there, Matt.
Yeah.
We were talking beforehand.
Rolo
Can I get some help moving those three, please?
I think so.
For names.
Off of Melon, and then the 2 dread.
Yep, I got it.
Besides Brian. Brian's just Brian.
All right, final movement there.
Yes.
Okay, we have no PDS2s. So, start.
Bombardment.
Okay, it's gonna be 3 shots on a 5. One hit.
Do I get one more, or did 3 come out?
Oh, you're right. You did not roll 3. You only rolled 2. So roll. And you got another hit. All right, you gonna commit that troop?
Yes, please.
All right, any response, any ability to that? Taking Vefit 2. All right, here we go.
All right, I sleep.
Oh shit, why is it back to my turn?
My God, you see how many Twilight games there are on this server? It's ridiculous.
Did I never end it, or did it come back around to me?
Maybe it skipped my turn. Did I get my turn?
Yeah, skip Pete. I've just passed his 5, so
The
six.
whole world
Yeah, we
having
just went pass.
extra time to play
And
TI.
then, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Okay, next time I'll ask someone to move me, because going in the secret room is rather dangerous.
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you, brother. Matt just hooked me up with the rights to do so.
Okay. No. Alright, this probably suicidal, but let's have a bit. We're just gonna come over here.
I love any activation that is prefaced with, "This is going to be suicidal." All right.
My fault, Matt.
You did it on here?
Yeah, no, I did it.
Last
Here,
time I
I'm on the
checked,
same
that
ID.
would be Yin's ability. But,
Yeah.
Just now.
Well, no, I'll get worried when he brings his flagship out.
Yeah.
also, I'm just like, are you
Here he comes.
serious right now?
Yeah, this is where Brian's
Brian could have
boldness.
taken that.
This ain't the prelims, folks. Brian got ahead, but he's playing against semifinalists today.
Correct?
Yeah.
You pay for your crimes in the semifinals.
No, experimental battle.
Oh, but that's a card.
I'm a little surprised you didn't mage on that from him.
That's a card.
Yeah, so you have moved the ships.
Sure.
And I choose this space duck, and you do not have anti-mass. So this is 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a window here. I'm going to count it down. 3, 2.
Hold on, we got to talk about this. Do you have a Sabo, Blue?
We know for a fact that
I'm willing
purple
to-
has a Sabo.
I'd be willing to trade for one.
You just need to trade for the use of the Sabo card. You don't actually get it in your...
Oh yeah, I understand that. I mean, I'm open to offers, like my trade agreement.
I think. I think.
I mean, you get to keep your Sabo. Necro is right behind
The
you. You
only
ought
thing I would say
to
to-
stay
the
out
only-
of this.
This anything I would say to the board is that I'm dealing with a problem on the board. So any help I can get.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still getting the planet regardless. Even if all of these hit, I would have to play a direct hit, which you just saw my.
I've got dreads too anyway, so it doesn't make any difference.
Right. So you get the planet no matter what.
You don't need to
But
pay for a P. Just accept the couple of fighters. Job done.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
All right. Yeah, Brian
just-
convinced me. I'm not going to sabo this. I'm going to hold on to my sabo.
I don't think Rolo has a sabo. Did he show it?
He did show
Ah,
it.
dang it.
Rolo
That's
did.
a very Rolo thing, though. I feel like I've seen him do that before.
Yeah,
A little coy, but fair enough. He has it.
he does have it.
All right, what do we get here?
Oof.
Yeah, I was
hits.
three is pretty good. Brian rolling, not like me.
and you knew that I had it.
I wanted you to use it up. That was the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually don't disagree with that statement.
So that
This
you-
isn't a make or break move.
No, and he took
For
enough
L1.
to make
And
sure
I
that
know
it-
they know what's
Right.
in,
He's
so-
like Brian said, he's getting the planet either way. This
Yeah.
burns a card that could be more valuable later.
Yeah,
Especially
I
considering,
already
like,
gave him the,
Nekro's not necessarily done digging in to Brian's slice. So this could be an investment in future aggression.
investment in future aggression.
You like that? Yssaril
Sorta.
burning some. Ooh. Oh, yeah. This is where Yssaril goes
was
for
the deal,
wormholes. Yeah, this is part of the
They
deal.
did a ceasefire swap as well.
Got it. Got it. Did that final
You, Rob.
final support for the turn has not happened yet, but has been indicated
Pretty sure they did a ceasefire
I'll be
swap.
following that.
instead.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Imperial about to fire off here, maybe. I don't think this is the round for Barony, though,
Tell you one
that he
thing,
wanted.
I've noticed a trend. Every time Imperial gets popped, the tokens make it before the play button even gets hit.
People, yeah, that's true. People are thirsty for secret objectives.
You know what you're waiting for.
That's
How
funny.
many have been played so far?
Gotta
Just
get
trying to wonder if I got another stall here.
This is, ooh, is this third? Is this what round are we in? We're in round 3. This is only the second Imperial.
These.
Is Barony getting 2 points out of
All
this?
right,
He's got
primary.
4
We
hazardous.
scorn. We've got a Mechatol point.
He did lock
What's
down
your
the
call?
hazardous planets.
And we have the 4 traits.
Bold maneuvers.
Corner of the market. I see it. You've got every planet on the
That's what that Vefet 2 was
southwest
for.
side of the board. All right.
Yeah.
Corner of the market.
Doing
So
the
we
early
got 2 points. You're up to
Imperials.
3 points now.
where did I miss
secret
the third?
objective Since you control Mechatol, and then I think it's every.
Mechatol.
Oh, the
Buddy.
Mechatol point that he now has.
Not-
Man, lots of Mechatol points this game, huh?
Yeah.
Haven't missed a single one. I'm surprised that L1 bailed on it so quickly. I'm not that surprised, right? Because they certainly had the incentive to get
did that out of
out
order.
of people's
Gosh.
way. But
Can-
Play it, right? So I can't take back that I'm doing secondary on this kind.
Who said
moderator discretion.
I do not want to follow Imperial. Is that cool?
you're fine?
There
Thanks.
you go.
Blue, you got.
That's the kind of
whites.
call that we leave up to the moderators.
I apologize.
Celia is the kind of moderator who's like,
I've
you
seen
dropped it. But she makes that very clear at the start of the game.
is what it
Tgwelch
is.
plays a bit more of a fluid
Not have to put something back that's already
style. He just
be
plays
honest,
within the timing windows and lets people
Maybe.
kind of renege on
Rubbish.
some things as long as we haven't moved
if
on.
you guys want to go ahead and reverse that, we
Nah,
can.
We can't. We can't. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can't.
It's all random,
Alright.
as we well know. Except some people.
Mistake?
Nate Nason, Cliff Notes,
Some
since the
people
stream
really hold
dumped.
that deck thing.
Brian came into this round with an anti-intellectual
I
revolution,
think,
stealing all of his
it's-
planets.
everyone
These have been
wants
exhausted all
secrets.
game.
That's the only time it needs to be in
He
order.
managed to get politics, sold the speaker token for a trade agreement? No,
We talk about speaker token was for trade agreement. Yes.
it was for the trade agreement. That's right. A small trade agreement to hand over this the
think we've
speaker
all
token, a
followed,
3
so you are
commodity.
good to pass.
And then he managed to actually get some trade goods from a mining initiative. Best faction to have it. He got that off politics.
And we go
So his round
who
didn't
is not
completely
fast
fall apart,
going
but
up.
pretty close.
Yeah.
to laser.
Beyond that, Nekro moving their sizable fleet through the beta to start digging into Brian, who has the lead, trying to do something about it. I think the main person this benefits is Yin. Granted, Yin lost Arnor to the Nekro virus as well. Basically, Nekro did a lot of aggression this round. Took Arnor, took Lazar, took Quan. Got out of their slice, got a lot of planets, but none of those are worth points
All those
yet.
are going around. I see purple getting.
Only has 5 planets outside of the home system. Warfare finally pops. We're going to see some builds come out here, but Nekro has had to fight tooth and nail, and so far won't see any
Green
objective
says no.
gains from it.
Red says no.
Which
give
just means putting
purple
themselves out.
support
Meanwhile, Yin...
And
I just feel like Yin is in a solid
rotate.
position. Granted, Yin lost Mehar Zul.
You know,
Basically also lost their opportunity at
Wow, I thought those were
the
things
3
held
tech
the gun
spec
to my head
points
that
that they
they'd invade
probably
my home
wanted.
system if
I don't know if
didn't.
Yin's getting any points this round, actually.
You know, since I
Yeah.
don't have
Rough
that-
round. It's been all control objectives.
I get you. I get you. I mean, and look, we're
Yeah, he did pull that token from beta, so he's digging further.
tentative allies.
And the experimental battle station has been spent, so
I've got your support.
2 ground forces,
but we're not BF.
Bombard Mir.
I'm just like, man.
This is
You could've
Ryan's
lost
days
this.
are maybe numbered,
Have to
but I don't
worry
know if it puts Nekro far ahead enough. It does get Nekro their point though.
They're a bit late.
Very good round for Necro. Very, very good round for
Yeah,
Necro.
good
Not to
call.
mention an
Yeah.
Imperial Rider in the last agenda phase
You're
puts
welcome.
Necro in a pretty delicious position. Phew. That's the next track on Hamilton 2. Delicious position. All right.
Don't need a requisition.
Call my
All
physician.
right, we're good on war.
Oh yeah, I can enter now.
The dreadnought in my beta caused a big schism.
Ooh.
Charles passes.
You sure?
Schism? Schism?
Schism sounds bad. God. I'm gonna make a straw poll about schism.
Red. I guess you want to do that that swap now.
Be right back.
Alright, support swap initiated. Looks like he's agreeing to it. Put it in his production zone.
Oh, can you hit shift too? Oh wait, never mind. It's on it. Never mind.
Alright, I got your points adjusted.
Mmrnmhrm? Oh, for sure, for sure. Maybe you've played with Xxcha. We call him Xxcha, but his name is just a bunch of consonants in a row. It's a good time.
I like your name actually. It's a good onomatopoeia.
Talking about Brian?
Alright.
Brian, onomatopoeia.
And are we gonna do an action on your turn? I know you just did the swap.
Looks like it's either an action card or a pass.
It's a pass. And then it goes back to Lazy.
Alright,
It
here
is
goes.
now Lazyboy's round.
Was
Here comes the
one
second,
more shot
the
short
follow-up, the 1-2 punch, the okey doke.
sure that I could only lose. Well, I guess I
L1
could
really wishes they had
lose.
PDS2 right now. I am in love with
Yeah,
this
it's,
play.
I'm just hoping
Ooh.
you don't get as good a dice
Take
roll
both?
as you did last round.
You only need one? Okay, cool.
Right, abandoning Quan.
He's sort of playing Scorched Earth here.
Yeah. Not a bad move. I mean,
And we know
what's Brian
experimental
gonna
battle
do about it?
station.
Right. He has nothing that can bring stuff from home next round, so the only thing he can do is bring stuff from Abyss Freya to take
and
one
then-
of
and
these
then
2
you're
back.
abandoning Abyss Freya.
Yep.
So,
Be
yeah, it's a no-win situation.
Yeah.
One
Plasma.
dice.
He
So-
knows I don't have the card
At
to
least
play
currently,
for that
he's
situation.
gonna
Yep.
need somebody on his
Yeah.
side.
This is huge play
Doing
out of
you a
Necro.
Huge favor, TG. I'm getting rid of so many effects that have really specific
Brian now playing for a
timing
Patrick
windows.
Star. It sounds like.
So on a 5 or 4? No,
5.
it's a 5.
5.
And you don't have plasma.
And he gets a hit.
Alright, I'm dead. I lose both planets. Neat.
That's a big bombardment there.
Nekro's position is nuts.
Yep. Still only sitting on 2 tech specs though. This gets them to 6 planets,
You stop
but they're still going to be fishing for enough industrials or enough tech specs in the future.
I just want to rave about their game.
Otherwise, I would have been
Yeah.
upset.
They've
I don't have
basically
PDS
friendlied
too.
both neighbors,
Oh,
and now
okay.
they are tearing into the leader's slice.
Yeah.
It's like,
If I
Being
did,
backed up to
obviously
do so.
would've-
It's like, oh, we believe in you, buddy.
yeah.
It's me getting worried about
But again, I really think this only makes Yin's position even better.
Yeah,
Yin's been
Yin's
getting the
in a
most
great
deals,
spot.
and Yin's not having to go do any work. Nekro's doing all the work.
The slice, though, that
Should've taken
Barony's
technical
carved
shouldn't
out,
I?
they're about to make some money.
Can I still
Yeah.
claim it, or is it too late?
What I love about how Nekro pulled all this off
Pass the time on that.
is
That's fine.
But you.
you've been
making a huge aggressive move, but also getting some gains with both neighbors.
Correct.
Yeah.
Taking a planet from each equidistant and being like, listen, we can share this, then I'll go hit the brunt
Alright,
of the
let's
issue,
score it up. Mmrnmhrm.
and in a big position. Let's see what the score ends up with here at the end of round 3.
C5 trade good.
Also, Necro, I hope you really like what you did there.
Brian's still
Any,
trying to.
yes,
Brian's trying to make some threats, I think, but I don't think that's gonna
Still
matter.
in a position to do so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares. Whoops, sorry about
Thanks for
that.
your tokens, Nekro.
Brian better hope for tech objectives the rest of the
Merman
way.
says no
Seriously.
secret objectives. Brian.
No secret objectives.
Okay, Axel.
What do we see out of red? Red is Xxcha. Nothing?
Spend 6.
No,
I'll give
that's
you
not true.
$1 back, sir. Here you go.
Oh, we did finally see that support for the throne swap from red and green. Apologies. Let's
Right.
update
Any
that.
secret?
Next
Uh,
one.
Okay, jumps up to 3. Easy boy.
We're catching up here.
No secrets for me. Just the 6 planets.
6. So we're expanding border.
No secrets yet. Pretty somewhat surprising. Not crazy, but
Right. No secrets, he says. Then we'll move it up to Rolo.
Public and a secret. The public is expand borders.
here comes the secret. Rolo
Right, and our secret is
coming out.
Needs it too.
Yeah.
Stay in
Become
the
a
game.
gatekeeper.
Yeah, and he indicated this basically all around.
Shocked.
We sort of knew.
and a beta. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian says
Telegraphed.
shocked.
Telegraphed, but that's okay.
What
You know, telegraphed objectives are the best ones
here
scored.
it comes.
All
So
right.
everybody has scored the 6 planets,
Scored by all
which is
6.
kind of wild on this
Um,
map.
And then
Now Brian has a legit
Robel,
argument
any
to
publics
get
and-
people to take his side.
Yeah, yeah. Get off my back. Everyone's fine.
Yeah.
That's right. We definitely
We're all
don't
here now.
score
We're all
caught up.
any
Yeah.
secrets.
He's got 2
I
systems.
don't have enough trade goods. Did the planets thing. Did the planets thing.
Barony.
No specifics. I cannot.
Barony though,
And no secret
is
objectives,
running
you said.
running low.
Correct.
That Imperial point certainly saved him this
Alright.
round.
Yeah.
Saved his.
Well, and a chance to score more. I mean,
Here we
he's,
go.
what,
We've
fourth in
got-
speed order?
Yeah.
He's got an option.
Wow.
Right.
1, 2, 3,
He
4.
might have the
people
option
tied
of
at
Imperial
4.
coming around.
And 2 on 3.
Xxcha's got
Tight,
a,
tight game at the end of round 3. Not what I expected, honestly.
And the rest of the pack at 4.
Expected people to have to deal with Brian and gain nothing for it. But instead, everything is completely evened out. At this point, you would have no idea that someone pulled so far ahead. It looks like just everybody's been playing.
TI?
TI.
The whole time?
Unless you intend to keep it.
8 influence comes up as our final stage 1. I think that's a big deal. People can just sit on what they've got,
Except for Brian.
except for Brian, who has
no influence.
who gave up all of his influence and just lost the rest of it.
Yep.
Brian in a terrible spot.
Had 6 on Mechatol.
Yep.
Probably should have fired those space cannons on.
Don't forget your
Invasion.
tokens.
Yeah.
But I think maybe he sees an opportunity to leverage that in the future. I don't
Right.
know.
Right. So let's kind of do a little wrap up here before we go into the agenda phase. We'll end round 3 in the agenda phase, but like we're saying, Brian really had his number.
Check your hand.
Pulled.
I think everyone's good. And roll yourself.
Necro digging in, Barony taking Mechatol Rex. He did basically break the deal with Xxcha to get a Biz Fria, so that's his one saving grace, is he did come out with one of the better systems in the game, but that's quite literally all he has. Dude has
And I see
10 resources and no influence between everything he's got. Big deal. Xxcha also not sitting especially pretty.
Literally counted
Kind of a straight line here. Not nearly enough
Jump
ships.
the gun, man. But
Barony's spread thin. I mean, really, this game looks like Nekros or Yins. Yin has a kind of solid enough slice. They lost Mehar and they lost Arnor, so just planets kind of swapping all over the place today. I'll be interested to see how all this pans out, because now everyone's done the 6 planets outside of home. Now's where things get difficult, because people are going to need specific planets to pull off the remainder of these objectives. My guess is you're going to see a lot of people just do 8 influence this round, and we'll deal with the big, the scary ones.
Play.
1 or 2 people might score one of these more difficult controls, while everyone else is just like, you know what? You take it, I'll score influence, we'll do it later.
Well, Yssaril can focus on 3 tech specialties, though.
Can they? They lost some stuff, too. I mean, they only have 1 now. They need to get Lazar back.
No problem.
That's true.
And then they got to what? Go through the
You want to
alpha?
just leave the turn at me?
I don't know. The person in the best position to get more tech specialties
and the
is
where we
not really blue, because they've got a support swap with white, so they can't go for New Albion. They could go for Tarman, but it's going to be hard to take Tarman and not and hold Lazar, exactly. I mean, Yin seems like in the best position here. Yin can take Mehar Zul back. Then they could go push on. I mean, look at this empty Barony slice. I mean, this is scary.
It was destroyed. The player who controls the planet gains 1 trade good.
Here we go. Sorry, we're
Again, though,
jumping over here now.
2 neighbors that haven't shown any interest.
Alrighty, we've got our win and agendas revealed window. Starting with Yssaril.
No vetoes.
Ryan.
Yeah, we haven't seen a veto yet. We did see a quash last round, but this one doesn't seem like a thing.
No.
Somebody wants to take
Xxcha.
the quash. Which I assume they don't.
They might still scapegoat Brian here.
Even if they don't, they're not turning around and targeting Nekro. Like, nobody's the target now.
Right.
Now it's open season.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have 2 people that are in a lead.
Over to green, over to white. And
that,
Nekro.
Have a
to purple one more time.
interest in trying to
Continue
Planet.
the
Piling
meta
on.
against
Planet,
them. Yeah,
would
yeah.
be able
Necro's probably not done.
Yeah.
And we'll start the voting off, or the
And
election.
Yin just needs to get their ground back. Yin needs to take advantage of the
make
weak
elections.
Barony
You don't
at
have
this point.
influence to vote.
And if the 2 of them can do that going into this next round, they are the favorites to win by a significant margin. But don't count Yssaril out. First off, Yssaril. And second, their slice isn't that
You're not
bad
even
right
as
now.
cool
It's
as
just
them.
hard
You
points.
don't have the Necro predictor.
Brian has literally
All right.
0 influence.
Nobody
Mmrnmhrm.
got 5 votes, I assume.
So he cannot vote.
Right. Can't use bribery and can't use distinguished counselors when you can't vote. So just
Barony.
there's nothing. He is Nekro, and he doesn't even have the Nekro ability, as they were pointing out a second ago. Space Lawyer in the chat calling out Barony as a pretty big threat. Maybe, except for Barony's board position is significantly weaker than the others. They've spread out and could easily be.
Get rid of Mechatop.
They could have the same situation that Brian just had. This is a game of not everybody slowly expanding, but everyone really jumping out to accomplish stuff and then pulling back, and being forced to pull back in, and that just seems like it's going to keep happening. I definitely suspect that Barony's going to get hit pretty hard going into this round. Xxcha needs to expand, and Yin needs to expand,
Yeah.
and Barony doesn't have enough to defend.
Yeah, a lot of reaching, which is good. It makes for fun TI at least. There's a lot of Cold War TI that gets played.
Yeah, this is not that.
This is not that. I honestly like the Barony play. Even though the slice is empty, I mentioned before, his neighbors don't show any signs of pushing into him. He's gonna have a ton of money this round.
Yeah,
if he gets an early initiative,
Right.
I mean, you're gonna have a fleet all of a sudden.
You know, I misspoke earlier too. I said something about Xxcha's going to want to
Buffalo
steal some
2.
stuff from him, but they have the support swap now.
Yeah.
That's not to say there's some undefended planets. I mean, Xxcha could jump on Techeron Torcan
How many votes do you want
and
to
lose nothing for it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I suspect the two of them will remain somewhat kind to each other, especially because Brian's going to have to abandon Abyss Freya, which is only going to open up Xxcha's opportunities to take it back again.
One vote.
Let's jump back over to this
So
agenda.
2 votes. Terra and Ren. Or Tabian and Ren, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Got 2 votes for Vef at 2. Yin.
Rolo, can I grab your political secret from before, please?
They're putting stuff up so high I can't see it
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, sure.
with my camera angle.
I will abstain.
Ooh, traded a
Abstains.
political secret to abstain.
And then Yssaril.
Axel has been on a mission to get political secrets this game.
Going for the gauntlet.
I love it. Yeah, he wants that gauntlet for the end game.
All right.
I hope it
so
pays off.
Is officially closed on the voting. And
Looks like a
I guess you wouldn't
simple
use the action card
Vef
if
at
you
2.
don't want to do it. So we'll let it go through for Vefit. You're going to
Vef at
kill
2
one
is just gonna
infantry,
be a
so
trade
you'll get
good.
1 trade good.
He was basically already planning to abandon Vefit 2. He wanted it for the 4 hazardous. So he's happy
Trade
to
good, sir.
concede that back to Xxcha if it keeps Xxcha happy. And
All right. And that was a directive. So it's going in the trap.
here we go.
Next agenda is...
Oh, there it is. All right. Big agenda here.
What a time.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh,
That's a doozy.
man.
Zero.
Brian can't vote for it.
Mutiny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Necro
no.
and L1 both completely out of this.
This is free
Could
point
see
for
4 play.
everybody.
Yeah, four players get a free point here
4
if they want it.
points.
Yikes.
I think that's an
All right. Started the agenda here. We've got the win timing window.
Let's talk about the points that we
yeah,
got on the
Xxcha and
board.
Yin. Yeah, they want to be in.
Xxcha Yin won it bad. The other two have no reason to fight against this.
Right, they take the
Nothing
lead.
good
The other
day,
2 move up
sir.
even. This is easy.
Right.
No.
Easy
Merman.
flip for everybody.
Extra what?
Yeah, quash.
Ooh, that someone worth noting. Yssaril did just give up. Oh, is he quashing it?
Yeah, you're first to vote. You do not want to.
Xxcha has no.
First to vote on
That's the
mutiny.
choice.
No, you can negotiate this.
Like you lose.
Disagree, dude.
Yeah.
And he went.
Not to mention, Purple just gave up their political secret. This is like the perfect opportunity for Axel to play that.
Wait,
Yeah,
extra did not quash it.
Love it. Xxcha stands to gain here.
Oh, someone's playing political secret.
Here it comes. He's got multiple. Axel's been trying to collect them. Gonna keep red out. Might keep purple out. Might be a thing that literally only gets himself
Wanna
and
use
Barony a
political
point.
favor, just give it to me, and I'll.
Wow.
Or they could cost Barony a point if they want to. They'll vote last, essentially,
Favor does not.
if they burn them all.
Stop.
This is why you collect political secrets. This agenda
Did that come
alone.
from you? I didn't see where it came
Yes.
up.
Yeah, why would you?
Got it.
Why would you political secret me? Like I'm not doing.
Yeah, it sucks because he didn't quash it. This should have been a deal.
All the points for himself.
But
Yeah,
that's
excellent.
Necro,
No, that's a
you've
right.
got a win
That's a
time
right
over
move
here.
to political secret. This.
I'm.
at this
Not
point.
guaranteed
Well,
another victory point
here's the issue.
objective, though.
Xxcha, it's going to come back around to Xxcha, and Xxcha now has incentive to trade away
Secrets.
political favor to someone else. He can't quash it, but somebody else basically
Gonna go back
can.
around.
True.
So now there's no reason to keep this thing active. Give up that political favor right now and get somebody else to burn this this agenda.
You're gonna have to pay for
When
it
it's
though.
yellow's
Right.
turn.
I don't know if
just
you do.
give me-
Oh, there's a lot of players at this table that don't want to see this mutiny happen.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so
you
he's
probably
off.
get
Brian would probably take political favor for free. It's going to burn. Let's hear what they say.
I mean, I guess I have to now, right?
Yeah.
He's
Not
forced your hand.
necessarily.
Here it goes. That's exactly who he's going to give it to.
Well,
Sounds
now
like-
now I have no chance to get a point.
Okay.
Yep.
So
who
why do I
else,
want
who
you
else
to
is
get
going
a
to get a
point?
point?
Lazyboy now has to make a case here.
Why would you not vote for? Because
Okay, no. Who else would get a point?
Axel's making the case.
everyone but me in yellow.
Yeah.
Nekro.
Necro.
I've got purple's political secret.
Yeah.
So Axel's saying I want the point for myself.
So you're
Basically.
talking about
Yeah.
There's a maximum of 2 players who can get this.
Well, he can veto it still if he gives to someone in his.
That's fine, but it's not like he's losing out massively compared to everyone else.
True.
Been a lot of free points this game, though. I don't think I'm in favor of anybody getting more at this point. Axel's got a hard. This is a hard hill to climb.
Impossible.
Another
You
win
if
window
you're
for you,
Xxcha,
Russell.
you just
Yeah.
did something that's
So
That red political favor or secret was the one political secret you didn't want to toss out right now. It's the one player you can't really do that with.
and
It's not
it's
worth
just
it.
going to let
Yeah.
Political
let
secret
green
to
and white get all the points.
And I'm gonna
It's very dirty. This is.
This is a
Necro,
juicy
no
mutiny.
yeah. Sorrel,
mutiny's always fun.
no when, Brian, no when, Merman.
Wait, a second person played a political secret.
That's what I'm
had
saying.
both of them,
It's
I
not
think.
everyone getting a point.
It's 2 people.
Yeah. So again, red, if you want to stop green and white from getting a point,
Nekro has the easy
I'll
4-2
take political favor for free and use it.
option. Unless he already predicted the agenda.
If you're going to do that
So-
deal, Red, let me talk to you first.
All right, that's a no.
Talk to you first. You played political secret on me.
I know. But if you're going to do that deal,
Like you
Yellow,
cut me out of the point.
let me talk to you first.
Axel can pay for it.
All right, talk to me.
Well, the more reason to quash this thing and get it
have
out
to
of
do it
the way.
Axel wants
If you
to
want
do
to
it
go
in
to secret room,
Sure.
There's
This is a hard argument.
no argument you can make to me.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I have what is the card? Assassinate representative. So, given Robel has already played his sabotage, I will assassinate him. He will not be able to vote. I'm the only person who can get a point from this. So, yes, I'm in last. Yes, you can quash it. It costs you something. It doesn't gain the rest of the table anything. So, you'll feel free to do the deal, but it's going to cost you a command counter for 1 victory point for me, and no one else is going to get anything. So that's what I'm
Okay.
going to say.
I just wish you had brought this up before you just played my political secret. Would have been
I mean,
nice.
I'm
Should've
trying
given
to.
it away.
Right.
I'm trying to get the point right.
I get it.
He should have let Xxcha in on the point, because Yin and Xxcha being at 3, it's the perfect time to form an alliance there. Save that Xxcha political secret for later.
Yeah, there are other things you can use that on.
But sounds like
All right, no wins here.
they're
And
taking the case. They don't
Going
mind
back
it.
to Ro-
But that's a big get for Yin.
Nope, nothing running.
Did he even offer anything, or did he just plead the case?
I think that's
interesting.
it, right?
Just played the
You
case.
started this window, so we'll go to after window. Purple, Yssaril, do you have any afters? Brian,
Let's see if any riders
Just to be clear,
happen.
my political secret.
This is a pretty sure rider
Playing
at this
any
point.
actors, correct?
correct.
The political secrets can't play one, but everybody else should jump on this, especially Nekro.
But it would not have prevented someone from using that.
Assassinate representative is being played
Wow.
on the
There it
Baron.
is.
And
So
that
this
was
is literally, I mean, this is super cool. Yin getting a mutiny for only themselves.
I'm glad that nobody
It's
vetoed this.
wild.
We just have white getting a point after
I'm in
20.
last. I mean, come on.
This is the best mutiny I've ever seen.
Gotta start with
Necro's
window,
getting to
countdown
predict
from
here.
Yeah, I think so. Necro's gonna get transit diodes. Pretty sure.
Nekro wins here.
Yeah, what's your price?
You know what? I
Price for what? To not
I
assassinate?
said that to stop TG from counting down, but now that I look at you on the point score, I don't so much mind you.
I don't care, actually.
So
Yeah.
forget I said anything. Resume
All
your
right.
countdown, please. To
Yeah, smart move. Just
Yin really put in the
You don't
work
like
here.
my countdowns?
Oh no, your countdown's great. When I hear someone counting down, I go, "No, wait, stop!" Even if I got
Smart.
nothing to say.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume you've been assassinated. No sabos.
Wow.
All right.
nail.
So Necro's putting his
Oh, man,
predictor on 4 outcome.
Love you.
I love him too. Look at him.
One more
Good
time
dude.
Still
No,
no.
you can't.
So the
Yeah,
only voter on this mutiny is the Yin Brotherhood. And I got to point out, this is the round 3 agenda.
Yeah.
That's hard to pull off in round
impressive.
3. In round 5, yeah, maybe you get all this stuff.
Same for
But
blue.
but 2 political secrets and an assassinate representatives.
Yeah, just
A lot of luck
shame
had to
on
go
using
into
them
play.
up
I
on
mean,
last-
Necro
Yep.
is Necro, and
Right.
Right.
Brian had to Necro to
So
be in
that's
this spot, but here we are.
it's awesome.
It's great.
All right, voting
Cool play.
gets to go all the way to.
And nobody else has a writer here. That is astounding. Oh my god. I mean, 2 players can't play. So maybe those 2 do have writers, probably.
Yeah.
But still crazy.
That would change the outcome of that. So looks like mutiny is going to resolve.
Wow.
For Yin, congratulations, Yin, on some savvy manipulation.
I'm used to, so I have a whole thing here on my spreadsheet where mutiny is supposed to take up like this big bottom block, but with only one person scoring a mutiny
Oh,
point,
yeah, we're putting it right
it's
there.
pretty easy.
Yeah,
Pretty
put it
easy
right
to
in
fill that in. Let me, I haven't had this up in a
And
minute,
moves up the
but we
4.
can kind of,
So we've got all 5 tied at.
that's a better
4
display
and,
of the points
extra.
that have hit the table here. Kind of move that down.
That
move
is
down.
the end of the agenda. Right
Wowza. All right, everybody, let's jump into round
It's okay, we have a
4.
I was actually going to propose that, so we'll conclude it at the end of the agenda.
We're gonna have a
window,
break.
and then when we
Let's
can-
do some. Let's before we end
phase.
round
Okay,
3
let's take,
video.
uh,
This is
let's take-
basically a note to Hunter. We're gonna talk about what all's been going on, and then we'll transition to round 4.
When it's 5 after.
And maybe we'll talk a little bit again. We'll kind of repeat ourselves here. This is officially us putting work in on the YouTube video. EJ, what's your absolute number 1 takeaway from round 3? What is the biggest moment?
The biggest moment is definitely Necro going through the wormhole.
Yeah.
And taking
A huge chunk.
just slicing right into Brian. He's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, he's forcing Brian's hand for at least 2 rounds now.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
You're taking 2 rounds away from Brian. He's gonna have to take the system, the Mmrnmhrm system back, and he's done a good job of hooking up with his neighbors as well. So we'll see where those relationships go. We've already seen that the Yin player Axel has already shown that he's willing to make some pretty shady moves to get stuff done. So that was a huge play for the mutiny point,
Yeah.
solo mutiny point. Props. You don't get to see that very often. So pretty cool deal there. Those are probably the 2 biggest takeaways
Yeah.
I saw from round 3 there.
Yeah, that's a huge dodge on the mutiny, because that's a thing that usually is just like let's speed the whole game along, and that is something. What did we talk about earlier? We said Yin's struggling to get points this round. They managed to get something, but there's still their slice is looking a little rough. Barony's been digging into them. It was kind of like, ooh, they really need to pull something off to stay relevant, and I mean
They're
that's it. That they did it. I mean, beginning of round 3 was Brian with a 2-point lead and sort of the big question mark of like, is the table going to respond?
Yeah.
And they did. They very much did. This is about as close as you can have it. So it's natural for Xxcha to be a point behind. I would say.
But
You hate that for Xxcha too.
I don't hate that for Xxcha. That's Xxcha's fault. You can't give away your political secret and not think that it's not going to be played on a
mutiny, on a major
on a huge
agenda.
objective. So the argument there is just do this, just squash it. Then just do it because you have to in your strategy pool.
Yep.
You might as well just get rid of it.
I
think that's a huge misplay. If we're talking about, Axel makes a great case. I'm the only one getting a point, but you made.
But it's a free point.
Yeah, but you made the mistake earlier.
That's the fourth player at this table who has gotten a free point. Let's talk about the whole theory of non-objective points are huge in this game. To get to 10 points, you need all 5 stage 1s. You need multiple stage like that. There's a lot of points to get. You need 3 secret objectives. That gets you to 8, and then you need a single stage 2. Right? That's the easiest way to get
without any
to a victory,
extra points.
without any extra points. Support for the throne obviously brings that down 1.
3 minute.
And then on top of that,
Go back.
you got L1 with 2 free points, Barony with a free point,
Yep.
Necro with a free point, and now Yin with a free point. Literally, Xxcha and Yssaril are the only 2 players who haven't found that free point. And my guess is that's what we're going to see in the end game is Xxcha and Yssaril stall out at 8 or 9 points and just can't find the last one, whereas the rest of the players are going to put the gloves on and start really attacking each other because they've all opened up a lot of opportunities. I mean, I honestly, despite Brian being carved up, I still give a huge advantage to Brian because he doesn't need any stage 2s to win.
Yep.
At this point.
Yeah, this is a 6-round game.
Yeah.
This one's not. This
one's not going to 7 probably. Yeah, we'll see unless there's just some major king slaying. But the big thing for Brian at this point is to get some more secret objectives. But if he can do all 3, accomplishing the 5 stage 1s and his 3 secret objectives, and that's it. That's the game.
Yep. Everybody
Everybody else stalls out maybe on the stage 2s, and Brian pulls it off. But these other players have certainly opened up opportunities. Well, honestly, no. I'm misspeaking because with the support for the thrones, it's the same. It's more or less the same situation. Brian's case is still easier than everyone else's, but with support for the throne and a free point, everyone else also does not need a stage 2.
Yeah.
So there's that has opened up the game significantly for 4 of the players at this table.
Boxcars here.
There's going to be a lot of finessing going on too with those supports on the
Yeah, it's like Daytona.
We'll see.
Yep. So that's going to do it for round 3. We will see you all in round 4.